Hello friends, in this session we are going to learn how we can save and display a blob and clob object. Now blob is binary long object and clob is character long object. The application that we are going to develop is a servlet based web application. The structure of our application is as follows. The user comes and he requests the browser. Now he enters a URL inside the browser and the browser then requests our tomcat server, and then based on the request and our application code we are going to interact with Oracle database. Now we are going to use a driver which is going to communicate with the database. The database then provides data to our application, and then we are going to create a output and then send back to the browser so that the user can see it and interact with it. Now the editor as a developer we are going to use is Eclipse. So the softwares that our application requires are Eclipse, Oracle, Apache Tomcat and Java. So let's go ahead and install all these softwares. So on my desktop, I have got a folder called session where all the softwares that we require, I have downloaded from the internet and put it here. Now all these softwares are open source and we can easily download it from the internet. The Oracle database is an express edition which is again even free for educational as well as commercial use with its own limitations. So let's go ahead and install JDK first, because JDK, without JDK we won't be able to use Tomcat or Eclipse. Double click on JDK installation file and let's see. It will ask us whether we want to go ahead and we will say yes. So a page like this will come up, a wizard like this. So click on next and then the location. Just remember the location where it is stored. So it is in program files Java and it's going to create a folder called JDK 1.8 which is the version which we are going to use, and select next. Let it install. So the installation will take a couple of minutes. Okay. So now it is asking us whether we want to change, and we'll say no, we don't want it to change, and it's going to install JRE also. JRE is Java Runtime Environment and JDK is Java Development Kit. So if you want to just run your applications, JRE is enough. But if you want to develop your applications, in that case, we need a JDK as well. So click on next. A page like this will come up saying the Java Software Environment Development Kit 8 Update 112 is successfully installed. Now we can close this. Now let us see where our application, our Java is actually installed. So if we go over here, go to C drive, program files, Java, and as you can see JDK 1.8 is installed along with the JRE. Now these were my previous versions. So this is 112 is installed and this is the thing which we have installed right now. These were my older versions which we do not require it right now. So let's click over here. This is the home location of our Java. So let us select this and put it inside a notepad. And now for a very important step. This Java location has to be known by other applications like Eclipse and Tomcat. And for them to know where Java is located, we have to store it in a system variable. So let us store this in a system variable called Java underscore home. To apply it, click on C drive or click on this PC, go to properties, go to advanced system properties, go to environment variables, and here let's create a new variable called Java underscore home. Let us put our location from here to here and click OK. This is the user variables for the current user. Let us put this also for the all the users. Java underscore home, and we are putting our location and OK. Now let's install Tomcat. So let me close all this windows. Let's go back to our sessions folder on the desktop. So here is the sessions folder. Click on Oracle. I'm sorry. Let's click on Tomcat. Here is the Tomcat. Click yes. Click next. I agree. Let it. Okay. So now Oracle database normally runs on 8080 port. Now the same port is also used by our Tomcat. Let's change our port of Tomcat so that we don't have clashes. So I'm changing all the ports from 8 to 7 so that we don't have any clashes with Oracle. And it's saying that it's going to use this GRE, which is fine with us, and it's going to install the Tomcat here, which is fine. Yeah, let us install it. I had a previous copy, so it's asking whether you want to continue with it, and we can go ahead. So the application is now complete and it's asking whether you want to run Tomcat. Let's not run right now. We will run it along with our editor in Eclipse. Click on Finish and Tomcat is now successfully installed. Now let's install Oracle. To install Oracle, we have to extract this file that we get from Oracle, and inside that, over here click on setup.exe. So Oracle is now installing. Wait for it to finish the setup. Okay, so it's asking us whether we want to continue, and we'll say yes, and we accept the license conditions, and it's saying that it's going to install Oracle on this location, which is fine with us. And click on next, and I had a previous version, so it should be okay. Now give a password over here. We can give any password that we want. So click on next and install. Okay, so the installation of Oracle is finally finished, and it will take around 15-20 minutes to install this. I paused this video so that we don't waste time in doing it. Finally, click on finish and the Oracle is now installed. We also have an icon over here which says get started with Oracle. Now with Oracle we have to create a database and a user. So let's double click on this and we get an error like this. But nothing to worry. What we can do is we can simply note this down that 127.0.0.1 and the port number and apex and 54950. So there is a URL which is giving us an error because it's not able to find the HTTP port. Now let's go to our browser and we get a URL like this. Now the port for our Oracle installation was 8080 and for Tomcat it was 7070. So that is fine. We can just click now and the Oracle page should come up. So the Oracle page has come. This is the welcome page where we can create a database, create users and do all the things which Oracle gives us permissions to do. So let us go ahead. Okay, so the password that you give when it was installing is something which you will have to enter here. The default username is system. Click login and now it is asking what database do you want to create. And let's say we want to create a database called DBMS and the username, let us keep it as again DBMS and a password and a password. So the database username is DBMS and the database name is also DBMS and create workspace. So once you click over here, it will now create the workspace for us and the page is now created. Now we don't need to remember it. Let us log in via DBMS and the password and login and it has logged us in. Now let us go to SQL workshops and create the table required for our application. Now we can download the table from this location. So this is the location which is shared in the summary section in the YouTube. So go down and this is a small create table query. Let's just run this. Go over here, select SQL commands and just type the command that we want to run. It's going to basically create a table called bstore and it will have two parameters, name, which is the name of the file, or it can be our CLOB object also. I'm giving it a length of 200 but you can give it whatever we want. Now image is a blob, so it's going to actually store an image inside the database in a data type called blob and just run this. The table is now created. Now we can do all these applications from command prompt also. Now let's actually open command prompt and see how we can do it. So just click on SQL plus and a page like this will come up. The database user was DBMS and give the password. Okay, so I was using a different window to run this. So if you, it will install only one SQL plus in your system. So just click on that SQL plus and a window like this will open. Now type connect and the name of the database where we want to connect to and semicolon. Enter the password and it is connected. Now once it is connected, let's actually see if our table that we created exists. So select star from tab and it will show us the list of tables. And as we can see over here that bstore table exists. Let's actually delete it and recreate it over here so that we get a feel of the command prompt as well. So delete table bstore. Okay, so the command that we have to enter is drop table bstore, which is going to drop the table, and now this table does not exist anymore. See, there is no bstore table now. So let us create that table from the command line. Let's go back to this URL, copy this, come over here and just paste it. Just paste it. Okay, so if it doesn't work, go over here, go to edit and paste. And our query is pasted. Click OK and the table is created. If we again see select star from tab, and we'll find our bstol table back over here. Now finally, since the database is installed, JDK is installed, and uh, Tomcat is also installed, finally let us go to our editor and start coding. Let us create a project. Let me close off these windows. Even this windows is no longer required. And let's get back to the session folder, and there is a Eclipse version called Mars. The latest one is Neon. You can use Neon as well, or we can use Mars as well. So let us open this Eclipse. This is the portable version and it doesn't require installation, but if you are downloading from the internet, it will install as a proper application also. So a page like this will come where it will ask us where do you want us where do we want to create our workspace. So let us have a folder called dbms, and just know this location because this is where the code is going to reside, and click on OK. You can keep the default as workspace also, but since I already had an Eclipse version before, I have some projects in that. So I have changed the workspace in my case. So a page or application like this will open and it will welcome us to Eclipse. Close this welcome page and the default perspective will open. Now let's go to File, Create New, and it will ask us what kind of application do we want to create. Let's click on Dynamic Web Project and wait for it. Okay, so it is asking us our project name. Let us make it as, say, blob. You can have any name that we want, and this is the location where it's going to create a new folder inside our workspace, and it's asking for the runtime. Now we need to have Java as our runtime, so let's click over here, select version 8, and let us create a new local server as well. And it is asking us where is the Tomcat, and let us tell it our Tomcat location, which is C drive, and in program files, and in program files, and Apache Software Foundation, and Tomcat. So just give this location and press finish. Okay, so now click on next, and that should be all, and click on finish. So there is a finish button over here, just click on that finish button and it will create a project for us. Let's wait. Okay, so it's created pretty fast. Now since the project is already created and the default server Tomcat is already specified, one last thing, let us put our driver in this location. So there is a library folder inside web content. Just copy and paste the jar file from the sessions folder, or you can copy this from the internet as well. So it is freely and openly available, so it's not a problem at all. Just search for OJDBC jar, create copy, and let us go back to Eclipse and just paste it here. And ODBC is now inside our library file. Let's actually make a hello world application using an HTML and see whether this is actually working. New, and we require a JSP file or HTML file, anything is fine. Let's create a JSP file, a quick JSP file. And where do you, it's saying that where do you want to put it, and we will put it inside web content, and the name be hello .jsp, which is fine, and click on next, and that should all be fine. Wait for a moment and a page like this will come up. In the title, let's say hello world, and in the body also let's say hello world. Now the moment of truth, let's see if we can run this application on our server, and just click on next and blob and finish, and it's saying yes, allow access, because it is trying to interact with another application, and with Java as well, and let us allow access for that as well. Okay, so the name of our JSP is hello.jsp and hello world. So now our application is successfully running. Let us go ahead and do the development in the next session. Thank you so much for listening.